Hi, my name is Candice MarieBennett, and this is what I'm doing right now, Conscious Living TV.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to Conscious Living TV. It's Mark, another special guest coming to you, Candice Bennett,
Yes.
published author. Let the people know about yourself.
Hi, I'm Candice Bennett. I am originally from Maryland, if I should say that, I don't know. But
You were born in Maryland?
Yeah, I'm born in DC, but raised in Maryland. I just finished a children's book.
Oh.
I have it here with me.
Amazing.
Whose World Is This? It is for 10 and under. It's a book that inspires, motivates, and encourages kids just to be who they are, and knowing that by just being who you are, that you're completely magnificent, and you're beautiful, and you're strong, and you're powerful. So my hopes is that I'm able to sell enough books, and 50% of the profit will go to donating books to charities, schools, mental health organizations, and kids that can't afford books. So, because every kid needs to know that they're magnificent, and to be thanked that they are magnificent.
Man, I'm about to cry. You will sell enough books. Y'all want to buy it. So, how did that book come about? What happened?
I have a 2-year-old niece that turned 2 in May, and I was like, I can get you anything, but I'm gonna write you a book instead. I'm gonna write you a book because I feel like my goal as an aunt is just to be able to let her know that she's just so beautiful, you know, and to make sure that she is the best person she can possibly be. And this is the first of many books that I want to make sure that I give to her. And while I'm giving it to her, there's so many kids that I've worked with in the past in mental health that I can give the books to as well. So
Wow. So you just wrote a book.
I just wrote a book. It was a little makeshift book initially. Like it was like in this like paper type situation. It didn't work out, so I wrote it on posters, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do the real thing, get it bound and get an illustrator. So
That's amazing. Wow. I'm lost for words. Cool. So I want to thank you for coming on the show.
awesome.
And you know it's conscious living. So the topic for today is mindfulness. And so what's your take on consciously being mindful?
Well, it's funny, I'm actually in a doctoral program and I'm working on my dissertation, and it's on mindfulness and employees. And how I come to define mindfulness is the ability to be in the present moment without thinking about the future or the past. And while you're in that present moment, be very non-judgmental of your experiences and have a curious and open type of state within you. So a good example would be, say, if you and I are talking and you're actually telling me something, I'm listening to you and I'm actually looking at you and paying attention to all of your facial expressions, any type of bodily movements that you're making, but I'm also paying attention to what's going around me. If there's someone over there that's talking or something that's going on over there. And as I'm doing all of that, I'm also thinking about anything that's going on within me internally. Any type of feeling or emotion that I might have. And also just like what facial expressions that I feel that I'm having in that moment. And doing all those things, you'll realize you don't have the time to think about the future or the past. So
Wow, that's like, so you're 100% in the moment.
yes.
Man, so how can you, what's the steps to leading up to that? Like, is there practices or?
There actually is.
That's a lot.
John Kabat-Zinn actually made the mindfulness-based stress reduction program, and it's practiced in a whole lot of different areas. In California, there's UCLA Mindfulness Awareness Research Center, and then I believe there's Insight LA that has the program. But just if you practice grounding techniques, so say if you start to take deep breaths, it will get you to be more relaxed and more in the moment. If you think about where your feet are in the moment, if you're feeling that sensation that's happening, you'll notice that you're starting to become mindful of what's going on in the present moment. So
Wow.
it helps out with pain management in cancer patients. It has a lot of benefits.
So so you were saying mindfulness is almost like a better medication than something prescribed.
Yes, there was actually a study, I believe it was on psoriasis, and they took, and you'll have to excuse me, researcher, because I want to make sure I have the right information, but they took 2 sets of patients that had psoriasis, and one just received skin treatment, another one did skin treatment, I believe, in mindfulness as well, and they found out that the people that practice mindfulness improved 6 times either quicker or better than those who just did the skin treatment.
Wow. I definitely am a big believer in the body can heal itself.
Yes.
That's number one. All this other medicines, like I'm not gonna, it's like no controversy on the show, but yeah, like the body. I don't think a lot of times when we're younger we're taught how to listen to our bodies. and be conscious of what's going on. You know, and as we get older, we gotta reconnect, relearn everything. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, in your life, like when you listen to your heart, and I know a lot of times, a lot of things can affect me if I allow it to. So, with your life, what do you think you want to see less of and more of? You want to see less of something, but more of this.
Okay. I want to see less of a negative perception of what's going on in any type of situation or any type of circumstance that I may have, and I want to see more of a positive perception. Because as you were just saying, like you have control over your thoughts. You have control over how you want to perceive a certain situation. So I want to start thinking things through and thinking them in a positive manner, even in the most troubling or disheartening challenges. I want to be able to see it positively.
Non-judgmental. Do you think anybody can be 100% non-judgmental?
I am a firm believer in anything is possible, but that means anything is possible with a lot of practice and a lot of habitual training. So, can I say that I'm not non-judgmental all the time? Definitely not. But there's certain situations where I've had to be non-judgmental, and I find it's easier when I know that I have to do it and how much it can impact what I'm doing.
And even so, this just popped in my head. It's like, when you're conscious of judging somebody, like just as soon as you're conscious that, as soon as you look at somebody, you might judge them by how they look, how they act, their expressions. But when you're conscious that you're doing that, I think it's like a step towards knowing either you gotta change or I shouldn't do this, or just knowing a change should come.
Right.
That's a good first step.
Yeah, definitely.
Just popped in my head. All right. Actually, this is not a question. It's more of a fill in the blank.
Okay.
So if blank is the problem, then blank is the blank is the solution. You know.
Okay.
And this could either be in your community, in your personal life, in the world. But what do you feel right now? Maybe major problems, and there might be a possible solution.
I would have to go back to mental health and little kids, because that's my thing. But I would say, and probably not in the way that you framed it, but there's a lot of disruptions in school. There's a lot of either anger issues or just like acting out or just like not listening, not following directions in school. And I believe that if there was more having children be more mindful, so practicing those deep breathing techniques and noticing, having them define what it means to be angry or what it means to become angry. So is your heart starting to beat fast? Are you starting to get hot? Those are ways that you can tell that you're about to get angry. So what can you do to decrease that anger or to stop it from even coming? So starting with the children, I think that's super important.
If the people want to get in contact with you, how can they reach out to you?
The best way is through my email and also my Facebook page for my book, or just my personal page. He's actually put it in the description box. But my name is Candice Bennett, and you can actually Facebook, I think it's Candice Bennett, or Whose World Is This? ? So, and then my email address would be there as well, but it will be Candice MarieBennett@gmail.com.
All right, cool. So, before we break, so we about to do this little happy dance.
Okay.
Like if you're ever in a funk, or if you feel low on energy,
okay,
or you just feel like you give up, you know, this is dance right now. You got to do it to make you happy.
Okay. So, are you gonna spit something? You know, Whose World Is This by Nas? Right, the world is yours. That'd be great. I can do a little happy dance.
I don't know the words, but we're gonna do it. You ready? Whose world is this?
The world is yours. The world, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this? The world is yours.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Conscious Living. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Check her out.
Yes.
If you like this video, click the button below. Like. If you love it, send it to somebody that you think might need it. You know, please share this video. Spread the love. Be conscious, y'all.
Yes.
It's mind, body, and soul. Be free.
Bye.
Yo, this is what I'm doing right now.
This is what I'm doing right now. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing right now.
This is what I'm doing right now.
Right now, conscious living.
Conscious living. Now, what you wanna do?